Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of RK Football Talk. And we are now doing, it's near the halfway point of the season. It's a bit early, but we thought we'd give it a go. We're going to rank our top 10 Premier League signings of the season so far. So with us today, we've got Carl, David, Josh, disguised as Katie, and Stuart. So now,
I just want to start. Sorry, I just want to start by saying, anybody else found this really difficult and realised that actually the best players this season are not new signings; they're players that have been bedded in the year before, and most of the new signings this year have really struggled.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
It took me, honestly, it took me ages to do this list. It took me about a day and a half. Literally, I couldn't decide. So difficult.
I struggle.
So I think we'll start off at, I think, the one that's going to be the biggest challenge of them all, and that is who's in 10th place for all of us here. Okay, so I think what we'll do, be fair here, we'll each say who our player is, and whoever is gets the majority vote, that's the one who takes 10th place. Yeah.
Oh, we're pick. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. We have to fight for our place.
We're making one team. I get you. 110. I get you. Okay.
Yes. Right. So in 10th, for me, I actually have gone for Nick Wolfermaid. I have gone for.
What's going on?
I have him way higher up.
No, hang on. What's going on? Because I've got Nick Voltemada as well. What's going on, Matt?
Really?
Both of them agree. Okay.
Okay. Good start.
The sky is red.
That is a good start.
David?
I had Donnarumma at City.
What? That low? Yeah. Okay. All right.
I don't. Mainly because I was thinking, like, did they need? I think we spoke about it at the time. I was like, what did he particularly need to go in and get him? I mean, what was the actual issue with Edison? I don't know. But I mean, look, one of the best keepers in Europe off the back of a Champions League. I thought, well, yeah, might as well throw him in at 10th. Why not? You know.
Okay. Josh?
I've actually gone for Esteval as number 10.
Ooh, you know what? I will say Esteval was my 10 at one point, and then he got bumped out.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Because I think I look at it as a transfer of potential more than anything. He showed signs. He's not really been a game changer, but he will be a game changer if he carries on the same trajectory. So I think it's a fabulous signing. But I just, for me, I felt Voltemada had a bigger job to do than someone like Esteval, in the sense of it's so hard to fill that gap. And I wouldn't say he's been a huge success, but he's been decent enough. And I used a shout out to Footmob, I will say that, used them to look at some stats while I was looking at it, and his XG is overachieving, which is usually good considering he's only scored 4 goals, but his XG is overachieving, and I think he should be on the list anyway for what I think has to be considered one of, if not the best Premier League penalty ever, because nobody can hit a penalty quite like he did into the top corner. So you see these nonchalant lift challenges on Instagram when you have to try and stop the list. That was him with a penalty. He was one of the best. So you have to throw it in there.
Stuart, who have you gone for at 10th?
I think just because obviously maybe not as a good form, but just because of how much change of play, I think I put Jack Grealish in there, number 10, because I think
that's not bad shout either.
No, because obviously I know at the moment he's obviously statistically he's looking a bit alright, but obviously he hasn't really not like the start of the season when he was assisting nearly every game. But you can't sit there and say it hasn't been a great signing for himself and Everton, because
I actually think he should be higher.
I just think his form. I just think his form has dipped a little bit. That makes me think there are players that are a bit higher than him. But
I've actually put Grealish 12th. He was just outside my top 10. He was for me. He was just outside.
He was fantastic in the first 2 or 3 games, but since then, for me, he's done nothing. Yeah. Apart from the first 2 or 3 games.
Yeah.
Because I did you look at the stats? Genuinely, look at it. 5 goal involvements in 10 games that he's played. Right, for Everton, that's good. 2.4 XA, not XG, XA, expected assists in the game, 2.4. He's created 24 chances in 10 games for Everton.
Wow.
For Everton. When you look at that, he's overachieving, and he for me, You are seeing 70% of the
right?
Jack Grealish we saw at Villa. He's
Okay.
coming back.
Yeah. One hope.
I actually think he's an outside shout for the World Cup squad.
I was just going to say that.
All right. So
But 10,
we've got Jack Grealish. We've got 2 for Wolverhampton, Donnarumma and Esteval. Esteval, by the way, for me was 11th. So he was really close, but yeah.
Well, majority rules, it has to be Walter Mate, doesn't it?
Yeah. Sure. Are we agreed with that?
I'm happy with that.
I had it right. Yep. Cool.
I mean, I will say I completely forgot about Donnarumma, and Donnarumma wouldn't have been a bad shout. Donnarumma's not even on my list because I forgot about him. So
he's not on mine either. He's not on mine either. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like, you're all deluded.
I mean, it's because it's basically like who's like made the biggest impact, and he's just it's like as you said, did you need him?
City could win the league with him. Yeah, and it's like, well, yeah, I'll throw him in. Why not?
But well, I mean, we'll talk about him in a bit as well because he is on my list, but I'll go over it.
Number 1.
Who have you gone for ninth? So
number
for me,
99.
I actually went for Elliot Anderson. I think he's been brilliant for
hang on. No, because I looked this up. Elliot Anderson, and maybe I looked at the wrong thing. I don't think he came in the summer.
He did.
Was he on loan and then they bought him?
He didn't. He didn't. He signed for them last summer.
I swear it was this summer.
The 1st of July 2024.
I would know.
Because you're right, he would have been high on my list. I had to look because I wanted him on my list, but he joined them last year.
Okay. All right, fair enough then. That changes things a little bit. That changes my things a little bit.
You're welcome, guys.
Okay, yeah.
Shall I throw mine in?
I'll go Jack Grealish then.
Okay. I've put 9 Hugo Ekitike. I think he is another, similar to what we said about Esteval before. He's clearly a signing for the future, and he's going to be a superstar of the future, and he's already impressing in the smaller moments he's now getting. He had a great start to the season, I get that, but there's a player there. There is a real if his progression goes well at Liverpool, I think we're talking about one of the top Premier League strikers in the next 10 years. So
yeah, I agree with that.
I don't disagree with that. It's just like he literally is a player that when he's on the pitch, we just look 10 times better.
He makes
on the
stuff
pitch.
happen.
Like, everything that, like just kind of like his hold up play is brilliant. He's good. He's always position is great. Like he's just one of these players that we give him a couple of years with a system. I mean, if we can get this team going, he'll be one of the best strikers in the league by a mile. To be honest,
do you know what people are talking about? Yeah. Out of the superstar strikers that were signed in the summer for the Premier League, he scored more goals than any of them. He scored more than Gyökeres.
Yeah, that's true. More than Gyökeres.
Gyökeres been a big. Well, yeah, I don't want to ruin anyone's team. But
anyway. Yeah. What about you, David?
I went for Esteval at 9. So for a lot of these, you guys have pretty much covered everything. But yeah, quality player. I love watching him.
Yeah, I think he's unbelievable. Very good player. Yeah. What about you, Josh?
I've gone Eze at 9. I think he's been. Yeah, I think he's been decent. I don't think he's been outstanding. Obviously, yesterday he was outstanding, but I've had him in the top 10, but certainly not in my top 3 or 4. So
this is the thing. I considered Eze, but he's not on my list, if I'm honest, because I'll be totally honest with you. It's similar to what Josh said in our episode that we filmed that people can go back and watch now. Eze's not really hit the ground running at Arsenal. And yesterday at Spurs, he was fabulous. That was his first really good game.
Yeah. He's been decent. He's not been great.
I mean, we can talk about it more later on. But I mean, again, because I have him quite high on my list, to be honest. But and again, obviously, recency bias with yesterday's game in my head. Obviously, that was in my mind. But I just think that there's more from him to come, and I do think Arsenal will win the league this season, and he'll be one of the key players. I just can't not have him in this list, to be honest.
Yeah, but we're not saying top 10 signings who potentially could be great. We're saying top 10 signings who've made an impact this season.
He's going to be just
he's made a huge impact.
He's made an impact on one game.
Yeah. No. He's had a couple of good games.
No,
he's had a few
that is naive. That is naive for me because he scored the winner against a very good Crystal Palace side. That's 2.
Okay, 2.
He's also got a couple of assists in there. So
Yeah,
me,
no,
I don't know. I think
I put him
there
higher
are
on my
better
list, to be honest.
signings.
Let's go around anyway. So who's turning in for a ninth?
Anyway, so who did you say, Josh? You said Eze ninth. So yeah,
yeah.
Stu, who you got?
I've got well, for me, I kind of, because obviously I've got like my S is all over the place, probably for the fact that I had to rush it, so it might be a bit on the fly type picking, but just because I think it was like I watched I think the game against Palace, like the Palace game, and obviously he's kind of was a replacement for Eze. Was it Pearl? You know, the one they got from Villarreal.
Yes.
And I was thinking
Very
like, because it was like, I think I was like watching the highlights and obviously that great goal for the second, and it was just like, and I thought, well, look at what he's done. He's come in. Obviously, he's been brought in to kind of replace Eze, in that was it front two, like attacking midfield.
Big ask.
And every time I've seen him play, he's looked really good. Like, and I think it's like he's definitely one of these ones that's gone out of the radar because it's Palace, and obviously a lot of it's been, you know, a lot of people talk about, you know, Palace, you kind of forget, like, you know, just quietly doing really good work, you know, so you don't talk about it. But yeah, I think he definitely needs to be a shout out because he's been, I think just seeing that goal yesterday and seeing like how he's kind of like, Palace haven't really changed. Like they've just, you could say they got a little bit better with playing there. It's just, I don't know, I just saw that and I thought, yeah, I put him in there because I think he's not one that I think he's one of the ones that no one would think about picking.
I considered him. To be fair, I did consider him as well, but I think I would put him in a list of players who potentially could be really great signings, but have not yet really kicked on. Obviously he scored that wonderful goal against Wolves this weekend, and actually his game before that he was influential, but he's had a slow start. I genuinely think he'll be a really good signing. But what are we saying? Are we saying players that we think are going to be good signings, or we're saying players that have been good signings so far?
Like been a good impact so far. That's what I think is the criteria here for me. But who are we going for in ninth then? I think it's either got to be. I think it's out of two. Like, but I don't know how high. I mean, Hugo Ekitike is definitely in Stuart's list. He's a Liverpool player, so he's at least in the top 5.
Me, I would never be biased in my lists.
I'd be happy to go Ekitike, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm thinking Ekitike.
Yeah, he's only got I think he's only got 2 or 3 goals in the league this season, but just for how poor Liverpool have been, they could have been in a much worse position.
Stand-up performer.
So, yeah.
Are we happy with that?
Can I just question, out of interest, away from the Ekitike bit? Obviously, I'm the only one being a Villa fan that's not going to have someone in this list, right? Of my own team. Matt and Josh, I assume, have got Chelsea players. Stuart's definitely got Ekitike somewhere in there, and I'm assuming David's got a United player in there. So I'm the only one that's completely unbiased in this.
I mean, don't make me go into that one because basically you can sit there and, as you said on the previous podcast, you just said you didn't sign anyone. So
no, we didn't.
So it's not really a problem with you.
No. Well, we did. We just refused to play them. So
yeah. But yeah, so obviously I mucked it right up with Elliot Anderson. He's been very good to see.
Yes, good.
Love him at Liverpool.
So 8.
So 8th. I've gone for, now forgive me for, everyone knows my pronunciation is phenomenal in this podcast.
The best.
So I think Nudi Mukiele, the Sunderland defender.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. He has been fantastic for Sunderland this season. What a bargain that was.
There's going to be a lot of Sunderland signings on this list, I think.
Sunderland's heavy, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll say him in 8th.
I absolutely thought of him, Mukiele, and he was someone I considered. I actually went the opposite way with this one. I went with another player that I think people aren't talking about enough at a team like Sunderland, but I've gone Bedode Diakite from Bournemouth, who had to slot in as their new centre-back this year after losing 3 of the back 4 that were so good for them. And I just think he's... Do Bournemouth feel like a team that have got defensive gaps compared to last season? Not really. Doesn't feel like a whole lot's changed, and that's a credit to him. I don't think he's been incredible, but I think he's been a really good, good value signing is probably the right word. 9 games, 3 wins, 4 draws. So out of his 9 games, he's only lost twice. For a team like Bournemouth, that's pretty good. But the thing that I think goes against him, to play devil's advocate, only 3 clean sheets in that. So
Yeah. I think that's a fair point there. David?
Speaking of United bias, I went for Lamens United, our keeper from Antwerp. I think just purely, again, biased, but I mean, just considering from what we had to what we got with Lamens, I think it was just a massive improvement from Onana. He's played great in these 5 games in the league so far. Just a huge improvement, and it just adds that little bit. We always speak about just kind of having someone between the sticks just adds a little bit of stability and a bit of it just kind of calms things down almost and makes people feel a little bit more comfortable, especially as a fan watching the game as well. Yeah, he's been great, so I went for Lamens.
I think I did. I'm not gonna lie, he did pop into my head, and I was sitting there thinking, he has bring a bit of stability into a very, very
stability. That's the word I was looking for. Stability.
United defense.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, has he been, oh my god, sort of thing for
he's
Man
not been
United?
he's not been out of this world. But again, just consider from what we
Yeah.
had to what we got
He's
with
just been
him,
a good
I think was
keeper.
a huge improvement.
You've just had it's basically you've gone from having
well,
a keeper that's all
functional
over the
goalkeeper.
place.
Well, that just tells you how bad Onana has been. You know. So,
Yeah.
Again, a
He's just a
biased
keeper that
choice,
knows.
a biased choice. It won't go in. It won't be there. But I just went for Lamens. So.
I was going to say, can I just point out the stats don't go for him in the sense of I agree. I actually think he's a solid goalkeeper. Good's a bit early to say.
Solid.
I think he's a solid goalkeeper, which for United is like gold dust. But 1 clean sheet in 5 games.
Yeah, no, yeah, he's not...
I don't think he thinks his start's been good. So I wouldn't.
No, don't get me wrong. And well, he wasn't there at the beginning of the season. He was only bought towards the end of the transfer window. And yeah, no, he's not been by any means the best performing keeper in the league this season by any stretch. But I just think for United desperately needed a goalkeeper. They went and got one. Someone no one had ever heard of. I'd never heard of him, from Antwerp for 16 million, and we have a good solid keeper now. And I think that was just a brilliant signing for United. So
I do think when you're taking the whole situation, it's a great signing because of United. They needed him. The situation needed him.
Exactly. Yeah,
so I can see it. I can see it. But
it won't go in. But
yeah, he wanted to throw him in there. Good.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Because it was very deserved. Anyway,
he needs a mention. Josh.
So this is my last Chelsea player. I've actually gone. I'm a bit controversial this one. I've gone for João Pedro. I think he's been decent. I think he's been. Premier League. I've seen his stats. So I think 11 games. I think 4 goals and 3 assists, which is not bad. If you include, if we include the Club World Cup games, he's averaging 1 in 2 games, 1 goal in 2 games for Chelsea, which is excellent. I think he's been decent. I don't think a little bit like Eze, I don't think he's been standout, but I think he's been decent. He's versatile as well. He plays 2 different positions. He's not just a goal. He'll probably get 15 goals, I reckon, but he gets quite a few assists as well. I think for 60 million, I think that's a very solid buy.
I
had him at number 10
I think
for a
he's
while,
too low.
Then,
I personally think he's too low here.
Really?
You've got so. I mean, spoilers. I've got him higher up my list. 4 goals, 3 assists, right? But the other thing for it, and we talked in the previous recording about teams, players that trigger the press and make a team work.
Yes.
He had 34 recoveries as a striker in his game so far. 34 times he's won the ball back. That's a crazy amount for a striker. He's won 68 duels. He is someone that, from what I've seen, and maybe you guys can say different because you watch Chelsea more than me, but when he plays, Chelsea play better.
100%. No, 100% agree. That's an incredible stat, by the way. I didn't see that. No, I think he's been really solid. I think he's certainly a better upgrade on Nicholas Jackson, that's for sure. So yeah, he's 8th on my list. He's not any higher up just because his goal numbers are amazing. But yeah, he's 8th on my list.
Okay. Stu?
I think I've gone for, because obviously might be on with this one, but I just think he hasn't got much talk because obviously how other parts of the pitch of Arsenal's attack has been really good and how good the defence is. But I put Zubimendi. I think
no way have you put Zubimendi at 8th.
No, come on.
I'm spoiling the list. Zubimendi's 1 for me. If I'm really honest, Zubimendi is 1.
Wow, really?
He's much higher than mine as well.
You can't have him.
I just
can't have him.
I just think it's just, I guess, with impact.
I
Talking about impact, yes, the Vader, but he's made a massive impact.
Stu,
But
I'm going to say something straight away. I sorry to spoil this. You are definitely not getting the pick for 8th spot. I don't think
you can't have him at 8.
Am I like
you can't have him at 8.
Yeah,
I mean, don't get me wrong. I've said first, I'll settle for 2nd or 3rd for him, but you can't have him at 8. That's. You telling me there are 7 better signings in the Premier League this year?
Florian Wirtz, Isak.
If I see Isak higher up your list, I swear we wouldn't have words. There's no way.
I just think it's just like, for me, there's just like, was it? Yes, you could say impact, but I just think there's other players. I just think just a bit impact more for their team, but I don't know. I mean, as I said, I probably lost this one because obviously everyone seems to know this one, but I just think he's on the list though. It's not like I haven't put him on the top 10.
Yeah, he's in everyone's top 10. That's the main thing to consider here.
Have I destroyed Carl again? Like someone destroyed it in one opinion, he's done.
No. I think
out of the players we've mentioned, for me, it'll be either Diakite or the centre back from Bournemouth. No, that's the centre back from Bournemouth. The defender from Sunderland that Matt said, to be honest.
Or him.
I think. I mean, I'm not acknowledging Zubimendi, and I think Lamans. Yeah, I get it, but not really. And then I personally think Pedro's too low at 8.
Okay. Okay. So what we'll do is me and Carl have no say on this. And by the way, guys, if you pick the wrong player, I can remove you from this recording. Just throwing it out there.
and just to point out, you say that, but who has the power of editing?
This is true. Yes, this is very true.
Just saying.
Never underestimate the editor.
Release the Danica.
Right. So right, David, we're going to start with you. How do you say his name? Sorry, Carl.
Diakite.
Diakite or Mukiele? I'm saying it different every time.
I'd go for Mukiele myself.
Yes. Okay, Josh.
Mukiele's a lot higher up on my list actually. I'd go Diakite. I think Mukiele's been unbelievable. I've actually put him much higher up, so I'm going to go Diakite.
Yes, dude, you've got the decider.
CB Mendy weren't an awful shout, Stu. It weren't like.
Let me get. It was an awful shout, but it wasn't the best shout. Let's be honest.
Carl, wipe that brown off your nose.
I see. It's all the. So just double check just to make sure I get the right decisions. Who's the pick again?
I really like your jumper. I really like your jumper, by the way. I think it really suits you. Where's that from? River Island?
How insincere is that? It's just so insincere.
I'd never do
that.
I mean, you could sit there. You could sit there and say that by these kind of cheap attempts to try and get me to sway, is they're all both panicking about what my bit's what one are gonna go. But just to double check to get this right, because I don't want to get it wrong. So who's 2 picks again? Just to remember.
Mukiele,
Diakite or Mukiele, yeah.
Just because I think it's just because of how impressive I think Sunderland have been. I'll be honest. I think he would be there because, as I said, like again.
So what do we do now?
Was that?
No, that's Mukiele. We'll go Mukiele. I think it's a toss of a coin, isn't it, between 2 players that
I think so.
Really
it's a bit
come in and done well.
But I just think that Sunderland team, like you're gonna have a lot of them on our list, I think, because there has been their recruitment this summer has been pretty impressive.
Well, if we're saying Mukiele 8th and you're on about Sunderland, can I throw immediately in my 7, Granit Xhaka?
I have him higher up.
He is so much higher. Much higher. So much higher.
I thought that may be the case, but I do want to point out some of the stats, and this is why I bumped him down. Right.
Go on.
In fact, I'm going to get it back up just to double check it before someone comes at me on the
stats.
Right.
Makes or break any opinion.
I think it's not quite as impressive as you think. So, what was it I was looking at? It was his where is it? His dispossession. So he's been caught on the ball 7 times to lead into big chances. That for me is a bit of an issue, as his people considering he's Sunderland's set piece taker, right? His cross accuracy is at 30%.
Okay.
I genuinely think he deserves a place on the list, but that's why I had him down at 8th. I think he's been incredible for them, by the way.
Fair enough.
I think you have to point out 53 accurate long balls.
Yeah.
That's Sam.
Where
Sam
would Sunderland
Allardyce
be without him?
salivating.
That's what I would say. Like again, stats. Like you could look at them stats, you would say, well, it's been all right, but where would Sunderland be without his kind of that? Is quality in the
I
midfield?
completely agree. I completely agree.
I think we'll wait till a little bit later for like the in-depth bit with this, but I think like Zubimendi, Carl, you are definitely wrong here. At number 7, I've actually gone for Brian Mbeumo. I think he's been absolutely brilliant. I think United's best player this season. 100%. I'd even go as far as to say, attacking wise, he's fantastic. He's the first Man United player since Bruno Fernandes I've seen come into that Man United side and actually play as well as he did when he was at the club he was at before.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
Sensational with that.
Breath of fresh air with that attack. It's needed for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. I personally have Mbeumo slightly higher up on the list myself, but for 7th, I've gone for Grealish, who we had earlier. So
we did. Where 2 people have mentioned Grealish in the top 10.
I know, yeah.
So
that's So just skip me.
It's not a bad shout. It's not a bad shout.
Yeah. But I have him in 7 for all the reasons that we discussed about Grealish earlier on. I think he's been great. And back to the Villa Grealish, like Kyle said. So
there you go. Yeah. Josh,
I went Baltimore. I know we've already got him on the list, but I actually had him the 7th on mine. I think.
Okay.
I think the point you made earlier about his XG, he's overachieving. I think I saw a stat. He scored 4 goals from his first 6 shots or something. Like it was something like. No, he's been great. And bearing in mind that the shoes he's had to fill as well, I think he's been absolutely. I think
a very good job.
Yeah, I think he's. I know we've got him as 10th, but he was 7th on my list.
I think that's a fair shout. I think 7th is if someone would said how high could he possibly be, I think 7th would be the ceiling.
Yeah,
exactly. Yes, that would be his peak. Yeah. Stu?
It's tough one because obviously we talk about João Pedro early on, but I'm thinking I want to bump him up a bit more. But I think on my list, so it said 7. I've got to be was Sunderland goalkeeper. They got from the summer.
Oh, Rafes or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I think again, it's as you keep saying, a lot of Sunderland players are going to be on this list.
So again, I personally think Robin Roos is too low at 7. We'll get.
I'm not against that.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Yeah, I think.
I just think obviously if you look stats a bit off, but it's just like when I've watched him play, it's the kind of goalkeeper you like. They've got this guy and it's the kind of goalkeeper you need. Like this, if you want to stay up, you need to have a keeper that's just so reliable and so good. And he's definitely one of those. And I think they got him on not even a couple of million, even on the cheap as well. Like that the idea they found his keeper and then he's been so good. I mean, obviously he's got, but it's just yes. I won't be probably if you guys put this up higher. I wouldn't be against it, but I had to be mentioning it because I think
he's been fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we just talked about the defense, but obviously it's just like whoever's running the Sunderland equipment drives would be it's probably going to get a big job at some point because he's been brilliant. Like something like the signs they've actually first time in a long time, and the promoter side has actually bought well, and it's actually made them a better side.
The one compliment you can give Sunderland when it's going to come to the end of this list, when we get to the end of it, the one compliment you can give Sunderland is that
recruitment.
The amount of money they spent in the summer, a lot of people thought they're not buying players that you sit there and go, oh my God, they could really turn a few heads. But it actually, like Stu said, they've recruited so well when they brought in some fantastic players who, let's be honest, they could get a good turnover on next summer.
Yeah. And I mean, we're talking about this list, right? The way it's looking, we don't know the exact numbers, but we're looking at 3 Sunderland players in the top 10. So that's credit to the business. What I would say is, obviously we've all said different people, and I think David
is out. Obviously,
I think David might feel similar from what he said, and yes, it's jumping ahead a little bit. I had Mbeumo at 6. Yeah. So I wouldn't be against 7. is what I'd say.
So one thing we're saying for sure, majority of us thinking Greenwich Xhaka's too low here, so we're thinking higher. Yeah. So Greenwich Xhaka's out. Sorry, Carl. And then who do we have left? Sorry. So Wolf Marden's obviously already in there.
Yeah. Have we all said our picks for 7th?
Yeah. Who did you say, David? Sorry, I
said Grealish, who we've already had.
I think Grealish is a good shout. I
would be happy. I think just purely by stats, I think Mbeumo's just he's scored more goals.
Yeah.
But 5 goals and 1 assist, which again, he's not been the best performing player in the league, but he has been electric. I mean, even just from the very first game of the season against Arsenal, just that front line, just with him and Cunha, just the flair, the vision, the kind of the attacking threat. It's been something that United has been so lacking
stats
for quite a long time.
The stats don't do him justice, basically.
That's exactly. Yeah. If you were to look at his stats at face value, you would say he's been okay, whatever. But when you watch the games and watch him play, and we all know how good he's been for Brentford. But I mean, he just hasn't changed at all in this United side. He's just a joy to watch. I love watching him.
He's a player that I keep in my fantasy league team because I think he's always going to do something.
Yeah. I love him. But I'd be personally, I had him at 5th. But again, if you were to go by stats, maybe I'd be happy to have him at 7th, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. We happy with 7th, Josh?
He's higher on mine, but yeah, that's fine.
He's higher on mine as well, Josh.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think for argument's sake.
How high are you gone, Josh? How high are you gone?
Well, I won't spoil my list completely, but he's in my top 4.
I went 5th. I went 5.
Wow. Okay. Oh, okay. So
the reason
is Jack Grealish higher for a lot of people? By the way, is Jack Grealish higher than a lot of people? Yeah. Right. Okay.
As I've said, I've gone through the stats, and I mean, yes, Mbeumo scored more goals, but Grealish has created more chances at Everton than Mbeumo's created at Man United, and that's one of the bigger reasons I had them up the other way. Yeah. But I'll be honest, I feel like we're splitting hairs. They've both had a major impact at their team.
Yeah, exactly. You take either one of them. So okay, so we're going for Bryan Mbeumo 7th. So 6th. I actually went for Gianluigi Donnarumma. I think that I get what David was saying when they signed him in the summer, because it did feel like a goalkeeper they didn't really need. As the season's gone on, though, not only has he shown that what he can offer Man City, but he's also shown how unbelievably brilliant he actually is. Like some of the saves he makes are just insane. Like he should not be making some of them. Like it's criminal. I think, to be honest, I think he's the best goalkeeper Man City have ever had. I think he would go down as the best goalkeeper they've ever had.
So
at the end
I can see it
in like 2-3 years.
Ederson was bloody good. Ederson on his day is unbelievable as well. Yeah, I suppose Donnarumma was more.
For me, he was better with his feet. That's my criticism.
Yeah, he was. Make no mistake. I mean, Ederson is a great shot stopper as well, and good all-round keeper. But yeah, and I suppose Donnarumma's been a professional since he was like 15, 16 years old. Like it's insane. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and he's been a mainstay, and he must be number 1 for Italy right now, surely. And he has been for quite some time. He's a top class keeper, and he has been for a while now. So,
okay, Carl.
As I say, I had Mbeumo, but I would have no issue with the Donnarumma shout. I didn't have Donnarumma on my list, and I probably should have, because I've just forgot about him, so I'd have no issue.
Okay, you went for Donnarumma 10th, didn't you, David?
10th, yeah. I went for 6th. I went for Walter Matty.
Okay,
just
all right.
Again, I think we already had him. He's in it, or one of us already.
He's 10th.
But I mean,
he's
up. Great. Yeah, I mean, what shoes to fill, and he's come in, and again, Josh, you went through the stats as well and everything. Just what a player, and desperately needing a goal scorer after the loss of this Isak. So I think he's done great.
Money well invested for sure.
Hugely impactful. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Josh.
I've gone for a goalkeeper. I've gone for the Leamington United keeper. I think he's had that Man United goalkeeping position. I think is one of, if not the most pressurised position in football. And bearing in mind, Onana obviously came in big expectations, didn't perform. Bayindir, not good enough. I think he's been fantastic. And okay, you can say 1 clean sheet in 5 games, but how much more calm does that United defence look with him as the goalkeeper?
Yeah, De Ligt looks so much better.
Yeah, I think he's been top drawer. And Sir Alex Ferguson was interviewed a couple of weeks ago. I read this in the local Manchester paper, and he actually said that he thinks he's been absolutely outstanding, one of the best signings they've made since he retired. So,
I think he has been very, very good. But I think to get on this list and to have only played 5 games feels a bit harsh on everyone else. Like, it's still very early to be judging him. He's had a very good start, but he's played 5 games, and as I say, 1 clean sheet. I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't even have him on the list.
No, I get that. I get that. It's a tricky one. I just think he's the way I look at it is it's not so much the clean sheet stats. He's performed really well. You know, command of his area, shot stopping, ball at his feet. He ticks all those boxes. It's just the impact he's had on that United team. I think they were unbeaten in those 5 games that he's played.
That's right.
And I think as well, just that you can tell a great goalkeeper by how the defence reacts to him. And I think the way that the United defence has reacted to him just goes to show how much faith they have in him, even at this early stage. So that's what, and the pressure of playing for Man United, with respect to Bournemouth, I love Bournemouth and my local team.
I think his second game for United was that Liverpool match as well.
He was outstanding. Right in.
Yeah,
they made a great save for Isak in the first half, didn't they?
That's right. Yeah.
The thing that you always notice with players who like overcompensate for their keepers is you notice they do a lot more running behind the keeper because they worry this ball's going to get behind them. You used to see it a lot with Robert Sanchez early in the season. Like you see Tosin and Chalobah run behind him, and it's like, oh my god, like the ball's going to go in. Whereas that panic's not there at Man United with this setup at the minute. So, I think he's a very good signing.
United are playing as we speak. I forgot to check the score.
I'll say this.
Everton have conceded 3 goals. I've scored 3.
Yeah, I'll say this on the United goalkeeper situation.
Oh, Everton
Lamans
are
was a
winning.
better.
Okay, never mind.
That's not another not clean sheet. I actually think he was a better signing. He was a better signing for United than Emiliano Martinez would have been, personally, because you talk about the cauldron and you talk about the pressure.
I agree.
And I think Martinez would have struggled. He is a keeper that can make a few mistakes and isn't the most. I don't know. He is reliable.
Nice he is someone fresh, a young keeper who from Antwerp. No one had ever heard of the bloke to come in and just start his I just felt a cleaner, kind of nicer transfer rather than getting who's always been established. He's already established. He's likely going to retire. I mean, he must be in his 30s now, Emilio Martinez. He must be
32.
Lamens is 22. So it's just nice to get someone young.
I can definitely see. I can see all the reasons. I will say my only concern is we put Lamens on this list here, and at the end of it we go, oh, we missed off this person. And I'm not sure Lamens is the guy we have instead.
That's for future us to worry about. Don't worry about that.
We'll criticize future us when we find out, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I think on my pick, just because of from the start of the season, he was a player that we were all kind of concerned of why they signed him. But now he's turned out to be a critical part of their midfield. Obviously, I'm putting Jordan Henderson.
Oh, do you know what?
I did think
I don't
know. Has he done much? I don't know. Has he done a whole lot?
I get what you're trying to say. I know you're trying to say, but like from where we were thinking, he was like. I mean, I remember the debate. Ironically, Kyle was in this debate as well. Was he sitting there going like, "What were we think? What? If he's starting this, like Brentford are screwed, right?" But the way the idea that basically like he's just slotted in that kind of like his interceptions, his clearances, it's just really good. It's just the way he's just made that calmness in midfield, and the way it's just like some of the assists he's done this season have been quite spectacular as well. Like the Henderson we kind of know, and it's kind of the idea to got him on the free as well. Like the idea that it didn't cost him a dime, and he's become a key member of that team and made them, especially at home at least,
that team experience in that midfield.
Yeah, I just think I get it. I obviously got the big kind of like money signings and stuff and other ones, but I just think I needed to be mentioned because I think he's done. Obviously, there's probably another player from that Brentford team that's probably going to be way higher in my list at least. But we'll talk about that one later. But yeah, I just think he needs to get a bit of recognition of how he's like kind of came back into the Premier League.
Don't worry, Kyle will whip out some stats. Like, oh, but Stu, did you know the Henderson only scored? It doesn't work. Have we all picked a different? Have we all picked a different player? By the way, is that 5 separate players?
We have, yeah. But Kyle picked.
My pick's already gone.
Yeah, he's picked already gone. Yours was Wolfamada, which is already in there. So the picks are either Lamins, Donnarumma, or Henderson. And Lamins we've already saying.
Lamins is in as well, isn't he?
No, we didn't choose
Lamins. No, he's not.
Did we not? Oh no, he's in Mbemba we chose. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So it's either Donnarumma or Henderson. So we're going to leave it to another vote. We're going to leave it to another vote here. We'll start off with Kyle.
I mean, it's Donnarumma.
Donnarumma. Okay. Right. Okay.
That's
David?
not a surprise.
Wait, is it not between Lamins, Donnarumma, and?
Yeah, you got to throw Lamins in there.
Okay. All right.
I'm going Lamins. I'm going Lamins.
Okay.
Well, so that's
Josh.
1-1.
Yeah, I'm going Lamins as well.
Oh.
Hey.
Yeah, but Josh already picked Lamins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So it's actually between me and David have got to narrow this down to give you a two to choose from. Basically, is what we're saying.
Okay, go on. So Donnarumma or Lamins?
Do you think Lamins has been a better signing than Donnarumma?
I think Lamins has been more impactful has been a better help to United than Donnarumma has been a help to City.
I mean, if you've got to do a situation of like one of the best keepers in, best keeper probably in Europe versus.
And City.
I get what you're trying to say though.
City are still conceding goals, and they've got the best striker on earth right now, banging in goals for fun up top. I don't think Donnarumma even. Do people even sometimes forget that Donnarumma's in the side? Haaland just constantly takes the headlines. I mean, he's a competent keeper, and he has good performances, and he has had a couple of clean sheets.
It's kind of why he's not really for me, and he's not really in my. I know it sounds crazy to say, but it's because it's like he's got impact. Like yes, he has made some spectacular saves at times, but as you said, like improvement of a team. Like exactly. He's made them.
You know what? You're right, David. I'm going to let you have Lamins because when you talk about impact, right? You talk about impact.
Yeah.
I forgot Donnarumma because he's just been. I forgot he was there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. Good.
There's two ways. Well, there's two ways looking at that. Either he's been so good that we forget he's so good, or he's just been he hasn't actually added much. That I'm probably the latter to be honest. But
probably both actually.
Okay, then I'll throw this out there just as the last saviour to the Italian great. 9 appearances, 4 clean sheets, and he's only conceded 6 goals. He's saved, and his save percentage, hang on a second, is 64% of shots saved. 64 of shots against him, he saved.
But don't normally those stats work only if he's getting a lot of chances against him. Does that mean his defense is not as good?
That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant too. That's irrelevant.
I'm trying to debunk the stats move.
Good point, Stu. Good point, Stu.
As much as I love stats, I don't think we can compare the two on stats because Lamins has played 5 games.
By the way, they're losing.
It's not the same.
Man United are losing.
I know they're losing, but Ndiaye got sent off.
Down to 10 men as well.
Ndiaye got
down to 10 men as well.
Got sent off. Yeah.
Lamins has been sent off. Right, let's change it.
Yeah.
So we actually going as Lamins made it into this top
begrudgingly, I'm going to go.
This is not considering tonight. Tonight's match is not being considered.
Yeah, when he scores.
This is democracy, and in this democracy that basically.
I hope he didn't have a howler.
Majority rules. So he's got to be in there.
I don't like it, but we're going with it.
Okay.
I don't agree.
Lamins, can I just say then, Lamins is ahead of Wolfamade, Hugo Ekitike, Mukiele, and Brian.
Can I also just say, with Lamins on the list, Donnarumma's not making it.
Right, anyway, we'll move on. 4th, I've actually gone with Jordan Henderson. I have.
It's 5th we're on now.
Yeah, we're 5th now as well. I mean,
Sorry. Okay,
yeah,
5th.
So we know what your 4th one is then.
No. 5th, I've actually gone for Jordan Henderson.
Right, hang on. I want to say this about the Henderson thing, right? You talk about the impact.
There we go.
Granit Xhaka is everything that Jordan Henderson was supposed to be.
Yep.
And he's not. You take Jordan Henderson out of Brentford, Brentford are still Brentford. You take Granit Xhaka out of Sunderland, Sunderland fall apart. Like you guys said earlier, there's 100%. no way you can have Jordan Henderson on this list.
I agree.
With the experience he had, like for me, the difference that Henderson adds is that we all sat here and said this. I think me and you did at the beginning of the season, Carl, that Brentford would probably go down.
Brentford have been better than I thought they'd be.
Yeah,
they've been
nothing short.
Is that all there to Henderson though?
Exceptional under Keith Andrews. Keith Andrews done a phenomenal job there, and for me, it's thanks to that midfield partnership of Damsgaard and Henderson. That has been
so by your same logic of what people were talking about in the previous recording about Danny Welbeck and Callum Wilson, you're saying Jordan Henderson should be on the plane for the USA because he's come back into form apparently.
That's no.
Do you know what I mean?
That's not quite.
Yeah.
I agree with you about Jordan Henderson, Kyle, but I don't think that's quite the same.
I think we actually did say Henderson to get on the plane. I think we
I put them on a list, and then everyone's kind of. I mean,
your argument's null and void. You weren't there.
No, hang on. I just want to point out, Stu, that you've got Jordan Henderson as a more influential midfielder than Zubimendi. What are we doing?
Impact.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, Stu. That is a pretty poor shout.
but the funny thing is, I didn't win the majority, so it doesn't matter anyway. Because
if Jordan Henderson didn't lift the Premier League for Liverpool, he won't be on your list. I tell you now.
It's biased. Oh, okay.
It is 100% biased.
Okay, Carl, who's fifth then for you?
I've actually put. Okay, I don't think anyone else might have him on the list here. I've got João Palhinha at Spurs, and we spoke about.
I do.
So we spoke about Spurs in the last episode, in the last recording, and we said they could be very good or very bad. João Palhinha is the one exception to that, right? He's just quietly going about his business. It's not about the goals. It's not about the assists for me. It's the 62% of duels won in midfield and 57 tackles so far this season. He's the steal in midfield. And I don't think enough people are talking about him.
I mean, how worse could it be for Tottenham if he wasn't playing?
Exactly.
I had Mbeumo in fifth, so obviously mine's null and void. But I'd be perfectly happy for Palhinha to go in at number 5, to be honest. I think he's been one of the, if not the bright spark for Spurs.
So we might be in trouble with Henderson. He might not be making it.
We can't have Henderson over Palhinha.
I put him in. No chance. A funny thing is in mine, I put him in there as at the start of Spark of Debate, and obviously it's worked. So I'm not doing it. So it's kind of worked, and I kind of had it's the sneaky feeling Kyle wouldn't be happy with it. So I thought I'd just put that to trigger.
Josh, who you got?
I've gone for Roach, Sunderland keeper. I think he's been absolutely fantastic. I think in terms of the goalkeeping signings of the summer, I think he's been the best one, just about. I think the impact
I would go further than that. I actually think he's been the best goalkeeper in the Premier League this season.
Yeah, quite possibly.
That's probably why I have him a little higher, if I'm honest. That's probably why I have him a little higher. But I think he's a very good shout for.
Yeah, I think definitely my number 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Stu?
Okay.
I'm just realising now I don't even have Rose on my bloody list. Oh, God.
Stu?
Well, I think it's because it's I have to admit at first, because obviously with the platform before I didn't kind of consider him because it's really hard to defend. But I can't, just for the impact and the only impact he's had, I put Hugo Ekitike, because I think he's just like again, it's like yes, you can sit there and be Liverpool again. Gotta have that one Liverpool player, one over, even if it's that. But it's just again, it's like of all the signings, he's just like
I told you he'd be in your top 5. I knew it.
But I mean, it's not like. But the beautiful thing about it is, it's like if I sit in the top 5, no one's going. That's
true.
So he's like, if example, if I put like, was it Verts in there, you'd be like, you're crazy, you're an absolute insane.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, Stu. This is the only part of your top 10 where we actually sit there and go, yes, this makes sense.
Unfortunately, we've already picked him. So
it's fine.
We already picked him.
At least I know he's on the list, so I'm happy anyway. So, I mean, that's
he's 9.
So,
he's 9 for the moment.
So we're saying Rose,
Henderson is obviously
or Palhinha.
Yeah.
Well, we've got 2 for not technically, but I'd vote for Palhinha, to be honest.
Okay, I think Josh should decide this because 5th and 6th was Jordan Henderson for me and Stuart, and for you guys, you've both gone Palhinha. So, Josh,
between Henderson and Palhinha. Oh, no contest. This is. I don't even have to think about it.
Thank you.
Palhinha all day long.
Can I just point out, Josh?
By ourselves, I guess.
Who have you gone for?
Palhinha. Has to be Palhinha.
Can I just point out?
I think there's a problem with your signal.
No.
Oh, right.
Josh, you are the first Chelsea fan I've ever spoken to that's got some sort of sense. So credit to you.
Oh, right. All of a sudden he agrees with that, doesn't he? Like...
No, but in fairness, Palhinha, he very nearly got on my list. But between Palhinha and Henderson, I think he's been a good signing. Really, he's been Spurs' best signing by a mile. So
he sorted out that midfield, the problem he had last season with obviously. Yeah, I'm not. As much as I love Henderson on there, I'm not like.
No, Xavi Simons for anyone.
No.
Xavi Simons. Okay, fair enough. I mean,
definitely not Randall Collins.
I haven't seen anything.
Is that Palhinha at 5 or 4? That's Palhinha at 4, isn't it?
5. No, he's at 5.
That was
we are
5,
now.
sorry.
Yeah, we're now to the top 4, and fourth, I've actually gone for Robin's Roof. Is it Roos, the Sunderland keeper?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I mean, like I remember his first game of the season, and like there was all this talk about him, like of the main keeper's been dropped because like obviously they've come up and you'd be hoping they would be starting. And his first game of the season, he was absolutely fantastic, and he's just bounced on from there and just got better and better as the season has gone on. I actually think that if Sunderland finish in the top half of the table, it's no thanks to him. He has been absolutely brilliant for Sunderland. I think. Yeah.
I went for Palhinha for number 4, but again, I was happy for him to be at 5. But yeah, and because I didn't put Rose on my list because I'm an idiot, I'd be happy to vote for Rose, to be honest.
Okay.
I personally still had Rose higher, but I had Grealish at 4th. I think again we're all splitting hairs at this point. They're all in the same sort of conversation. If you'd have put Grealish at 5th to 3rd, I'd have had no issue. If you'd have put Rose here, I'd have no issue. I think personally a bit higher, but look, we're saying top 4 Premier League signings of the season.
Not bad, is it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is it. Okay, Josh, who do you have?
Mine's null and void. I've gone for Mukiele as number 4.
Okay, so he's already in. Stu?
I put Brian and Burmo because I think for the impact he's had at Man United, it's his match. I know it hurts me. I just realised I just put a Man United player above a Liverpool player. What kind of fan am I? But
United are above Liverpool in the league.
You're saying what you see, Stu. You're saying what you see. That's all it is.
It proves a point that as all the stuff talk about biased, I can put it aside when I see good players, So just to point out,
exactly.
But like, no, I just
I'm scared what your number 1 is, Stu. I'm scared.
I'm sorry, but
well, to be fair, my list is a bit erratic, so maybe it's just it's all. But no, I just
Van Bronckhorst. Van Bronckhorst.
Van Bronckhorst again.
Oh, if it was the best, if it was like
we're not going there.
Champions League,
we're not doing it. I've seen these clips. I wasn't even on the podcast, and I don't want to talk about it. So what we're saying?
We're going for Roofs.
We're saying Roofs.
That's it on the list. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah. So, okay. So, all right, cool. So we're going Robin Roofs in 4th. In 3rd. Now this is where it gets, I think, very interesting. Stu's obviously already mentioned one player who is probably in a lot of people's top 3 because no one's mentioned him so far. I've actually gone for Eberechi Eze. I know that Josh mentioned him. He was 9th. I think Eze is going to be the reason Arsenal win this title from an attacking perspective. He will win. He's going to be the player that's made the difference in the big games. He showed that on the weekend again against Palace, who was brilliant. They need to have that different player. Saka has done it for a while, but they can't rely on him too much. You need to have another player in that squad, and I think Eze is that difference maker. He's done it at Palace for so long.
Saka, Saka. I mean, he's obviously a tremendous player. Saka, he's a little bit inconsistent, and he does have a tendency to go missing sometimes. I mean, for all the reasons you said, Eze, I completely agree. That's why I have him on number 1 on my list. But for number 3, I went for Zubamendi.
Okay, before we should we make this interesting and say what our top 3 is?
Oh, no.
Should we just say our top 3
Yeah.
and then
because
he now said
Yeah,
he's got right, okay. My top 3 is as follows. Ebery Jeze third. Greenwich Xhaka is second, with Martin Zubimendi top.
Okay.
So mine is flipped. So mine is Zubimendi third, Xhaka second, Eze first.
I've slightly different. I have Zubimendi first, as I said. I have Robin Roos second. I would have put him second. I've actually got João Pedro third. Eze's not on my list.
Wow. Okay. Josh?
Okay, so I went for Brian and Vamo third. I'm going to lose this, I know. I've gone Zubimendi second, and I've actually gone Granit Xhaka first.
Not bad shouts. I mean,
I've got a feeling Stu's gone for
Jordan Henderson first, Jordan Henderson second, and Jordan Henderson third.
I only put him on like once, and
I feel bad for putting Mbeumo on fifth. I put him so low.
Is there any other ex-Liverpool players that have moved? Oh, sorry. Common Kelleher first, Jordan Henderson second.
Kelleher has had a bad season at Brentford.
I love the way that I've just done a list where I've put a Man United
and he did a job for
Liverpool,
Ireland.
but I'm being accused of bias. It's like I'm biased. Like I'm just saying. But well, mine's was it Eze? Was it third? I'm going Thiago for Brentford second.
Hang on. I don't think he signed this summer.
He signed last.
He signed last summer and was injured for 8 months.
Oh no! So we made the same mistake.
He would have been on my list.
He would have been on my top 3 if he'd have been signed.
Can someone just double confirm that? Is that definite?
Just checking. He joined Brentford in the summer of 2024. He signed.
Like a new signing. So technically, I'm joking.
He looks like a new signing.
He does. To be fair.
Well, to be fair, like I guess if you don't, because he came out of nowhere, it kind of did. You think, they must have signed him. But okay.
Come on, guys, research your choices.
According to Stu's logic, Gravenberch was only signed last season.
So
I can't say much because I also thought that Edson was in there.
So did you say your first, Jay?
Oh, mine's Granit is yeah, because obviously the impact he's had when he's like that. Without him, Sunderland would be, wouldn't be as good.
So let's be honest. We're in a situation we're saying Eze's third.
Okay.
I think from what everyone has said, Eze's third.
I said Eze first, but I'd be happy to bump him to third, I guess. Yeah.
Hang on, did you just say bump him up to third?
Bump him down.
I think
whatever, mate. One of your picks weren't even a signing this summer, so don't you start.
So I think we're saying Granit Xhaka or Zubimendi from the vote, but I do want to point out it means João Pedro's not on the list.
Oh yeah, that's
how
true.
How about would everyone be okay? Could we get a unanimous decision on Zubimendi second, Xhaka first?
Zubimendi first for me.
You're staunch on Zubimendi.
He's putting his foot down, is he? Leicester.
Zubimendi has played 11 of the 12 games. Arsenal are the best team in the league. He's walked into that team and made a very good team better. He is doing what Gravenberch did for Liverpool last year. Right? Yes, Granit Xhaka has done really well at Sunderland, and he was definitely on the list, 100%. Zubimendi's going to fire Arsenal to the league.
Yeah.
Granit Xhaka is going to fire Sunderland to mid-table, which is a great achievement for them.
Yeah, but can you make the same argument now?
It's not a bad argument, to be honest.
Because obviously you could sit there and say Sunderland were okay to he's made, but him coming into that midfield made them a good side. Like it's like you can sit there and say the Zubimendi made them better, and he has. I mean, there's no doubt. Obviously, my opinions on this is notwithstanding, but but I just think from what, again, it could be a impact of like a person coming in. It's like a lot of people when he came in summer like because obviously he literally told by Leverkusen he wanted to leave to go to Sunderland. That baffled me at the time, and then it's just all of a sudden he's gone there and he's like, and especially the way he came out of the league as well that's why he left, because it's like the controversy. He's come back in and he's done what he's done. I would say he would.
Sorry,
he should be the top pick personally. But yeah, you go, Roman.
Can I just say as well, what's a bigger gap? Going from second to first in the league, or going from 20th, which is where pretty much everyone had Sunderland being, to potentially in the top 8 at the end of the season. So I think
I think that,
again, but again, I'm not either or you can pick, but I think
I'm not against that.
I actually would go as far as to say, this is because for me, if they could be either way round, I think Zubimendi has been nothing short of exceptional. Like
100%.
He has allowed Declan Rice to dominate games in the way he does, because he's now got one of the best midfielders in the world behind him. I will be the first to admit right now, I thought the signing of Zubimendi was pointless. I've been proved wrong.
Remember the video?
I remember the video.
We've got evidence of that.
Yeah, I have been proven wrong. So
I'm pretty certain at the beginning of the season
Wait. Yeah. Did you just admit on camera that you were wrong?
Yes, no, I do it. See, I admit that I'm wrong sometimes.
I
had Zubimendi to be player of the season. I'm pretty sure.
I thought you were always right.
Don't get too excited, Stu. Van Dijk is still prime Gary Cahill.
Honestly,
can
I just say
on that one? Don't chip me on that one.
Do you think? I mean, people are acknowledging that Zubimendi is a class player in general. Do you think people are underplaying the impact he's had because they expected him to be a good player? Whereas maybe Granit Xhaka walked into Sunderland and people went, "Oh, I'm not sure that's going to work," and it has, and he's proved people wrong. Whereas Zubimendi, the expectations were so high for Zubimendi.
I think sorry, go on.
No, you go first, mate.
No, the expectation was there for Zubimendi to hit the ground running. I think he allowed Declan Rice to push a bit further forward, which I think is another great thing that he does. And Rice's numbers this year are really good too. I think with Xhaka, what puts him ahead of Zubimendi, I mean, you can have either or. They've both been absolute quality. When I watch Sunderland's games, Granit Xhaka does what John Terry used to do for Chelsea. He literally organises the game. He literally tells people where to go, where to be, where to stand for free kicks and whatnot. I don't see many players that do that in the modern day game. And I think if you take Zubimendi out of Arsenal's team, I think there'd be a difference, but I don't think it would be as much of a difference as if you took Xhaka out of Sunderland's team.
Yeah,
I think there'd be a relegation battle.
He just took them up a notch, right? Like, is it like, not like again? That's not downplaying how amazing he's been to put for now. Just like, again, when you've got he's basically made a really great team to an even greater, like you could say even greater. To like, whether was it? He's come in from Sunderland and kind of organised that midfield, gave him that kind of organisation that a lot of promotion sides don't have. Like usually, they have like that player that kind of dictates everything, and he's like that player. And I think from where again I predicted them to be like, was it 20th for me? A lot of us, I guess, a lot of people and some predictions I've seen.
Yeah, same here.
So, I just think if we're going to go by what we talked about at the start of this list, by impact, right? I mean, yes, technically you Carl right with the stats. Like the stats don't add up in a sense, but I think it's like
it's influence for me.
Ironically, the game that clinched it for me. Ironically, I don't think it was his best game, but just the way he was playing, I think was ironically against Arsenal when they had that draw.
Yeah, he was outstanding.
He was so that clinched it for me. But
I mean, I sense I've lost the battle, and that's absolutely fine. I just want to throw out here, because we can come back to it at this point. We may be doing this list slightly early in November, and there's a very good chance that we put Granit Xhaka first and Sunderland completely nosedive, get relegated, and Zubimendi fires Arsenal to the league.
Well, that's always
I'm
a risk.
just
and then
putting that there.
we'll do with a video at the end of the season, and we will admit that we were wrong.
I will have my told you so.
And Jordan Henderson will be top of it.
Kyle, just
Jordan Henderson, top scorer. Go to the World Cup.
Top assist, isn't it? Like he'll get like 12 assists.
That's the winner against Spain in the final. Yeah.
By the way, Kyle, I think just to add
scores the penalty. Scores the winning penalty. That'd be the ideal one, wouldn't it?
So, hang on a minute. Hang on. Go on, Josh.
Going on to the Xhaka point about some of them potentially nosediving. I think they will. Xhaka gets injured for a long period of time. I think he's that important. I think if he's injured, say for example, he gets injured next week and he's out for 6 months.
But to be fair, that backs up the Xhaka claim. That is as important.
I think.
I admit defeat. Yeah. I admit defeat. I think that Zubimendi second. Fine.
The one thing. This is how I would separate it, because now I'm leaning definitely towards more Xhaka. But this is my reasoning. At the end of the season, if Arsenal win the league, as well as they have been playing, and Zubimendi plays a big part in that, he's definitely one of the top signings this season made. And probably one of the best signings in Arsenal's history, maybe you could argue, if he has that much.
If he fires into a league title, or is the missing key that slots in? Yes.
Yeah. However, if Sunderland finish in the top half of the table after being written off by so many people, and Granit Xhaka is the linchpin in that success, it would be fair to argue Granit Xhaka could go down as one of the best signings in the Premier League made. You could argue that, because in terms of impact,
that wouldn't underplay the significance of Zubimendi's signing at Arsenal.
It wouldn't.
I know, it's just
you could say they're both two great signings.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I agree with that point, because
no,
in 10 years' time, are people going to be talking about how Granit Xhaka fired Sunderland to 10th, or Zubimendi was the key to a league title?
I mean, we keep talking about 10th top table. Could very easily finish 5th, 6th, 7th in the table. If they keep it up, I mean,
that's
it's a big
different
ask,
conversation, though, isn't it?
No,
if he fires them to Europe, that's a different conversation.
I just think for me, it's a situation of just. I think it's because with where Sunderland were predicting where they were, and the idea that bringing him in has made them into a very, obviously it might slide. I mean, it probably could happen. Made them into a solid mid-table Premier League side at the moment. Probably I'm not saying it's not like Zubimendi's like, yes, in a couple of years you probably would say that we'll all forget about, Sunderland finishing 10th. But it's just, again, it's, as I said, we said before, impact. Like, him coming in has just completely changed there. Yeah. So that's why I put him top. But
I can see both sides, because the truth is, if Granit Xhaka has such an impact at Sunderland that they finish, as we say, 10th, 9th, I mean, say they get into Europe, even better, that will be just as valuable to Sunderland as winning the title will be to Arsenal. So I can see the point. I can see it.
No. Okay, so are we agreed that this is our top 10 as we finish the show? We have Granit Xhaka top of our Premier League signings, Martin Zubimendi second, Eze third, Robin Roos fourth. Is it Paulinho?
Paulinho.
Yeah. Fifth, and then we've got Lemons sixth. I still can't believe he's in there. I still can't believe that.
No.
Brian Bremo, Mukiele, Hugo Ekitike, and Nick Wolfermaid.
We have messed up, boys. We actually have messed up.
Yeah, Wolfermaid should be higher up, I think. But anyway.
No. Can I just point out? I mentioned Jack Grealish isn't on the list.
He's not, is he? He's not.
He's only scored.
He's not even made the list.
Yeah.
Are we happy with this, guys? We can.
We've done it now.
We can't change it now. It's like it's locked in. It's like can't change it.
It's locked in. It's locked in.
It's just going to be. All I'm saying, this video is going to be fascinating to look back on at the end of the season when we do another one.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't surprise me if we go back and we'd be like. It'd be like we have to do a reaction to it, because we'd be like, what were we thinking? What were we thinking with some of these picks?
The problem with these videos.
Why would we argue that Jordan Henderson didn't belong in this list?
Oh, shut up.
Oh yeah, why wasn't he top? Why wasn't he top? That'd be the argument.
This is the problem with these videos, all right? Because we sit here and we put our opinions across, right? And then afterwards, none of us feel happy about this. None of us are going, I'm 100% confident in what we've done here. Like, nobody's confident.
I'll be honest, in my head, I'm seriously questioning whether you know football that Donnarumma's not in the top 10.
There's no Donnarumma, there's no Grealish, there's no João Pedro. Someone's definitely going to disagree
Pedro's
with
a bit of a shocker, I think.
Yeah, no, but yeah, that is it for today's episode. Obviously, please let us know your thoughts. Have we missed someone out that we haven't even mentioned? I mean,
did Jordan Henderson get more of a shout than Jack Grealish? What are we doing?
Well, you could say Jordan Henderson's more successful than Grealish.
Let's not. This could be a whole other.
I mean, Jack Grealish is more successful than Steven Gerrard, isn't he? Though, Stu. Let's be fair.
Well, that's not even get that discussion to go and do it, because
he's more of a Premier League legend than Steven Gerrard. You could argue.
I mean,
I tell you what. Before
not jumping on
before
that
we get
before
we get the wrath of Stu, we're gonna leave it there, okay?
Treble winner.
There you go.
That's like saying was it Phil Neville technically was it a treble winner, but it doesn't mean he's won the greatest players of all time.
Wrap it up.
Right. Goodbye, everyone. Take care.
Bye bye.
See you later. Bye bye.